Welcome back to Lure Fishing TV and another tutorial. As I promised, I am going to run you through any finesse rigs and especially my favorite ones. Today we're talking about the free rig. The free rig is a bit newish still to the scene. It kind of made its way over from Japan, the States, maybe 2-3 years ago. Obviously there's always people who fished it before, but kind of it gained popularity in the last 2 years or so. Especially with me, I didn't really fish it a lot until maybe 2 years ago, but in the last 2 years, maybe 3, it really has become one of my staple finesse rigs. Why? It is so simple and so effective. You only need 4 ingredients for it, and the fourth one, which is the little rubber stop, like a little well, this is like a versatile keeper from Decoy, can even be scrapped if you want to keep it really nice and simple. For now, what do we need? We need a weight, ideally some sort of stick weight, tungsten, in this case the finesse stick with a nice eye on the top. Kind of a normal eye, not the drop shot one, the little tweezy one where you can fix the line in, just a round eye. You need a Texas hook. Again, like with the Carolina rig, Texas rig I spoke about last time, feel free to use an open hook, but 99% of the time for the finesse rigs I will use a Texas hook. Normal eye, small eye on it, no large eye for the jab head. A crayfish, a paddle tail. Again, finesse rigs work best with something really nice and soft. In this case, it's a PXS Pitch and Strike Haikigani Craw, one of my absolute favorite craws out there. Absolute stunner. What are we doing? We've got our fluorocarbon. We are inserting our weight. We are putting our free running rubber stop, so not one of the ones that you kind of thread onto the line, one of those float stops, etc., but something free running, ideally. For example, one of these Decoy versatile stoppers, and as you can see, it is the way around that the wider part of the stopper connects with the eye of the weight, which I like because I want the biggest surface possible on the weight to bounce off, on the eye of the weight to bounce off. Now what we do next, and this is already our last step to tie the rig, we tie on the rig, the hook onto the fluorocarbon. Use your Palomar, use your clinch, whatever you like, and Bob's your uncle. Now, this is a free rig, and it is ultra simple, ultra versatile, and ultra quick. You remember when I said you can scrap that stopper? You know how you usually kind of check this bend on a Texas hook, how long it is, and then you would kind of insert the hook or come back out of the bait with the hook roundabout where the bend would start. If you would like to scrap the weight, bury the eye of the hook. This is something you can do with a Texas as well, with a Carolina as well. If you want to be super undercover, just go in a good way. Go in further than the length of this little bend there, or the straight bit before the bend, and then you can bury both the hook on the knot. Obviously important for this is that you tie on your hook before you rig your bait. Then it sometimes gets a bit fiddly, but you just rig your hook, and if you now imagine the stopper not being there, the weight would just bounce off the soft lure rather than the stopper, which is also really great, but you do need something to obviously protect the hook. So that is your free rig done. What is the main difference from a free rig to a Texas rig? Some people would say, well, it's very similar to Texas rig, isn't it? And indeed it is. The main difference is the size of the eye, or the type of the eye that the line runs through, and the amount of friction the line experiences on the drop or in general. So obviously when you present your Texas rig actively slightly up into the water column, when you then give it a bit of slack, your Texas weight will, or your bullet weight will fall and create a bit of a distance between the weight and the lure, for the lure to be able to fall freely and more naturally and slower. Because you have way less surface area now, because of the type of the weight and the type of the eye, this one will fall much quicker and will create a much longer fall, or first of all a longer piece of leader, and then through that a much longer and slower fall. Well, not necessarily slower, but a longer fall, giving the fish much more time to grab your bait on the way down and just suck it in. And then again, like with the Texas weight, with the Texas rig, like I said, when the fish sucks it in, boff, it can just suck it in. It doesn't feel any weight or any obstacle, so it won't spit it out straight away. You will feel it direct. You have a direct connection with this from the lure to your rod tip, so you will feel it. Feel free to kind of very quickly, like you know, with a drop shot, just give it a tiny bit and then hit it, because you will have that time even with a perch. So do you know what the bass fishermen do in America when they wait really long and kind of lower their rod tip and then give them, really do that, but not as long, obviously. Just go give it a little bit of slack and then just hit them, and you'll most likely have a very nice hook set. Equally, what you can do is when you drag this, it basically becomes a jigger rig. A jigger rig, we can go through that on a different tutorial, but what you can do here is you can drag it as you can drag a Texas rig. Obviously, the difference with the free rig when you drag it is that the weight, because of its different shape, keeps your lure, well, these 1.5 inch or whatever, or 2 inches off the bottom, which is sometimes useful when you have little obstacles on the bottom, some rocks, etc. Maybe a little film of weeds. I think we all know it in lots of the canals in the UK. In the summer they have this weird little, not the nice weed, you know, that it has the weed that just gets stuck on any hook if it's weedless or nothing, but just a tiny film over the bottom of the stones, etc. So if you have that weight will keep your lure away from it. Incredibly versatile, very, very much one of my most popular ones at the moment. Free rig, soft lure, one free rig weight. I call it the finesse stick, a stick like tungsten weight with an eyelet, a stopper if you'd like to. If not, bury the hook's eye and the knots, and a Texas hook, and that's it. Nice and simple. There we go. Ladies and gents, if you enjoyed this tutorial, let us know. If you have any feedback on the tutorial, please comment underneath. We'll take the feedback on, and we're always happy to learn. Subscribe, like, hit the bell, comment, share, all of the bits and bobs and tight lines.